Hey y'all, I thought today would be fun to go over Highlands Ranch, zip code 80126, and show you what's happening in the real estate market there in extreme detail and lots of trends that we can watch. So this one still shows that Highlands Ranch is in a seller's market. This graph here in the center shows that. And you'll see that it's holding relatively stable. This lower area of the graph in the gray is what was happening last month. And this green section in the above area is showing what's happening this month. So you'll see last month, if you can just barely see that it was a little bit stronger of a seller's market. But overall, and keep in mind, seller's market means that there's simply more buyers out there than there are inventory. So we know, and as we've seen in the news and as I've been reporting, our inventory has decreased, but that doesn't mean that we're in a buyer's market yet. So a buyer's market would be tons of inventory and very few buyers actually looking for it. But right now, we still have a strong buyer pool, just not as many, but we don't have as much inventory to support them either. So that's what's holding the seller's market steady. Over here on the right, you'll see the median list price. So we'll go through this section of the table here. The median list price is $835 for across 80126 in Highlands Ranch. That has actually gone up a little bit. So you'll see last year it was holding pretty steady. We had a decline in the last part of last year, and then it started to come back up, which is a very healthy sign that our buyers are coming back to the market. The average days on market is still increasing, though. You'll see this nice trend line that we've seen, and a lot of this is just partially because of the past couple of months that we just closed out. November and December are typically lower buyer activity months just because of the holidays. So you might have had some houses that are sitting longer on the market simply because of that. So we'll watch this trend and just see what happens. It actually looks like it's leveling out. So here in just a minute, we'll take a look at the 7-day average and see what's happening with that to see if we can get any clues. The price decrease, this is 60%. Now the price decrease, though, what this means is if your house is listed and then you decrease your price prior to you getting a contract, then it gets tagged as a price decrease. So you'll see that this is at 60% now, but it's actually come down again, which is a healthy sign for the market. And we do have our January buyer activity is starting back up. And with the interest rates fluctuating just a little bit, we're starting to see more buyer demand, which is a very strong sign. The relisted here is at 3%, which is healthy. The relisted is if you put your house on the market, you get a buyer and you go under contract and something happens where they terminate, whether they change their mind, the interest rates change and they can't afford it anymore, they find a different house and they terminate with you, then that gets relisted. And that is at 3% now, which is roughly average. So not anything to note right there. So let's scroll down and go to the median list price. This graph here, we've got some different choices of what to see, and then it also gives you a 7-day average and a 90-day average. So you can see both micro and macro trends for what's happening. As we look at these together, you'll see that the median list price is starting to creep up just ever so slightly on the 90-day average. So then if we look just at 7 days, we're still getting that slight uptick here at the end. But overall, just really since last year, probably, when was this? April of last year, it has been on a decline for the median list price. And then now it's starting to come back up and level off. If we add back in that 90-day average, you'll see that this is just a smoother trend for the median list price of coming back up, even just since October, which is a healthy sign for our market. Let's look at the average days on market here. And again, let's start with just the 7-day average. So you'll see that the houses are staying on the market a little bit longer. It looks like the low point most recently in the past 12 months was just in our April timeframe last year, which is when our market was so hot and houses were still flying off the market. And then it's just slowly upticked since then. It looks like it's started to level off just a little bit. So we'll continue to watch that and see what happens over the next couple of weeks. We also, let's look at our properties with price decrease. And our 7-day average, again, it's that dotted line here. So you can see a few spikes. So this is kind of normal for our real estate market because we tend to put houses list houses on the market right before the weekend, and then we don't really list on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday-ish, and then it spikes back up. So that's why you see that kind of roller coaster look here. But the 90-day average, if we look at that, it's much smoother. And you'll see that the properties with price decrease has actually started leveling off. We've seen that spike again since last year, and then it's leveled off, which just shows that our market is starting to normalize a little bit. And we're off to a really good start for our January. We're starting to see the buyer activity pick up. So I expect that these numbers will continue to be interesting. If you'd like to get this report directly, I'll include a link below that you can grab. And you just, once you go to that link, you'll put in the zip code you want. So even if it's not 80126, or if you're interested in multiple ones, you can do that too. Just put in the zip code you're interested in. It'll pull up this report. And then if you click subscribe, it'll actually send this report to you every week. And you can change through all this data and watch what's happening in your specific neighborhood. I hope this was helpful. I'm Cher Revolinski from eXp Realty. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to stay in contact. Talk to you soon.